Blue Lock chapter 328 leaks are finally here, and guys, I think this chapter is going to be an absolute banger. If you guys like this type of content, please remember to like and subscribe. I bring Blue Lock content of all sorts to this channel, so please like, subscribe, share, whatever you got to do. Without further ado, let's get right into this chapter. The chapter starts right where we left off, and we see Ego and Isagi walking towards some sort of door. After the last chapter, we've seen Ego asking Isagi to come with him for a little bit. We now get an insight into their talk, and Isagi basically asks him, "What is it you wanted to talk?" Ego then points out that at the end of the game, that last play, he asked Isagi what his intention was with that play, and Isagi says that was, "I just aimed for my own goal. As an egoist, I simply did what was natural." Now, this dialogue seems very, like, skeptical. It puts in the suspicion in me that, are they gonna have a conflict? Are we gonna get Ego and Isagi beefing in Blue Lock? Sign me up, bro. Sign me up. I did not think this is the way it's gonna go, but guys, this could be the start of Isagi's villain arc. Ego then replies by saying, "Yeah, with the win already guaranteed by an overwhelming lead, it was a good moment to test out an idea, a new way of thinking. But if that gamble plays keep continuing, it will create confusion even for teammates who aren't able to respond to it, and Blue Lock's formation and tactics will collapse." So this is where the whole contradiction between Blue Lock ideology as a whole comes in, as yes, you're gonna have 11 egoists chasing their own goal for the entire game, but then there's going to be someone like Isagi whose ego just trumps everyone else's, and that could cause an entire hole in Blue Lock's structure and formation that could end up ruining the team. So I like how Kaneshiro is diving into how, yes, the ego can help them win a lot of games with their unique style of play, but it can also hinder them in some ways. Ego then continues by saying that method is only a sub-weapon, secondary tactic to use when you have room to spare. Don't make a way of winning that has no I can't speak, on your main axis. Isagi says, "Yes, I'm sorry. I think I understand that. But coach, beating Noah, I feel like I come close to finding the theory where I, Isagi, become the best in the world." Ego sounds confused and replies with, "Huh?" Isagi then says, "That's why your soccer alone is no longer enough for me." What? Yo, guys, in the entire series, we haven't seen anybody speak to Ego like this. Nobody has the balls to talk to Ego like this. And now Isagi is telling him to his face, "You're not enough. I need to keep satisfying my curiosity. I need to keep chasing this if I want to become the best. I think I'm on the right track right now. So you tell me to change up is going to throw me off balance. I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to keep doing." Now, I'm very excited for what Ego says next. They then get onto the roof of the Blue Lock facility. As they're both standing there, Isagi goes, "This is huge. The view is insane. I guess you can come out onto the field too, huh, Coach Ego?" Ego says, "This is for emergency use only. Do not get the wrong idea." Isagi says, never mind. By the way, about that super play highlight video you sent me, the Japan versus Nigeria one. Ego says, "If you are going to go that far, then let me hear the theory that surpasses mine." Isagi says, "When I watched that, I realized something. It definitely expanded my image." Okay, so maybe I may have pushed too far, but it looked there that Isagi was overstepping his bounds as a Blue Lock person. And we've never seen anyone do that. So it's pretty unique to me that Isagi is doing that. I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like this could develop into a future conflict throughout the tournament. Because, guys, ego is that thing that ends up ruining teams in real life, even in manga most of the time. So I'm very interested to see how a series about ego is going to handle its own egos. I'm very interested. Isagi says, "But now that I have truly felt pain, that is exactly why I can face it head on. Now I can clearly see what I'm lacking. Beating Noah with just physical ability, even if I were reborn a million times, that would be 100% impossible. And then there is Loki, Lorenzo, and even Kaiser. In a single match or even a single play, I might win sometimes, but if I look at it objectively, I do not think I am winning at all in pure individual ability." Isagi then continues by saying, "Humans have two types of people. There are talented learners and geniuses." Ego just straight up just listens. As Isagi keeps going, he says, "They are not in a simple hierarchy where one is superior to the other. They clash, stimulate each other, and grow through direct competition. And through that process, an infinite chain of level ups is created. Someday, you will become strong enough to reach the very top of the world. Back then, it felt like football itself was something divine, like it was guided by a god. And from there, the age of the Neo-Egoist League began. So that is the reason for the Neo-Egoist League. Isagi says Ego says you could say that. But then just before the conversation ends, Isagi says, wait, Ego, one more thing. That's exactly why, not just Rin or Batra, no, compared to all the geniuses here in Blue Lock, I gotta keep being the ultimate talent that makes them feel like they have to surpass me. So give me more. Give me a new kind of soccer. Isagi he's gained this sort of unsatisfiable ego that I think is gonna outgrow Blue Lock. In my opinion, I think this is gonna just outgrow Blue Lock entirely, because you know what they say about this sort of hunger. It'll never be met. It'll never be full. He'll never be full with that amount of football. I think that's what the story is going with. I don't know. I'm just yapping right now. Ego then asks Isagi, hey, Isagi Yoichi, do you think a god of football actually exists? Isagi then says, huh? You mean like Zico or Maradona? Hey, Isagi, that's L ball knowledge, bro. You should be saying Lionel Messi. That should be the first thing that comes out of your mouth, bro. That's L ball knowledge right there, not gonna lie. Ego then says, nah, I'm talking about something much more unscientific. Something invisible. Isagi says, I don't really get it. I didn't expect the logical Ego-san to be talking about mystical stuff like that. Ego says, it's the result of perfecting your thoughts and effort, where your body and mind totally sync up. Luck, the environment, everything just goes exactly how you want it, and it feels like something beyond your control is guiding your destiny. A godlike experience of total omnipotence. We then get a glimpse into Ego's past as we get to see him playing football in the panel. You can literally see Ego and his whole ego. His ego looks like a griffin or whatever. It looks like a demon. Ego then says, back when I was an active player, I actually encountered it. 7 minutes. It was the only time, never before or since. Bro, we're getting Ego lore. Oh. Ego then goes on by saying, back then I had to think some invisible force was at work to make sense of the inexplicable performance I pulled off. Isagi says, wait, is that different from flow or the luck of equation? That's what I was thinking too. I swear flow is like the highest point of concentration, but it seems like Ego's trying to allude to a level even higher than that. Ego then explains, those are just things I derived from that experience in order to learn and reproduce it. Answer me, Isagi Yoichi. Do you think a god of football exists? Isagi responds by saying, if that invisible power was thanks to God, then maybe he exists. Ever since coming to Blue Lock, the fact that I first met Batra and in the U20 Japan match, at the very end, the ball fell down to where it was. Those things. Now, that's the thing, yo. Like, this is a very, nice topic that Kaneshiro is touching on, not just with Blue Lock or football, but in sports in general. Does it feel sometimes that some things are too perfect? Like, think back to the World Cup final in 2022, guys. When Kolo Muani had the ball fall in that exact moment where he shoots the shot, and he could have shot it left. He could have shot it left. He would have scored. He could have passed to Mbappe. They would have scored. But for some reason, the football gods made it seem so he shot it straight, and Emi Martinez pulled off that amazing save, which ended up in all those crazy events to happen after. But can you guys imagine that? Like, the football gods, I feel like they're really talking about the aspect of coincidence versus, actually, this is just great, guys. My thoughts are in a jumble right now, but I hope you know what I'm trying to get off right now. Ego then says, but God won't help me anymore. That's why I quit football in the first place. I've talked too much. Our discussion ended a while ago. Let's go. Isagi says, then please watch me, coach. Bro, what does Ego mean by this, bro? I need answers now, man. Ego lore drops are just too good, but we need to see how good Ego really was, bro. I'm being so real. We need to see this now. Isagi then declares to Ego, I'll go meet the god of football myself. The Isagi Yoichi that you created is going to make your dream come true. Ego then says, yeah, try surpassing me, Isagi Yoichi. The determination to become the best in the world is now unleashed. And that's how the chapter ends. Wow, there are some heavy topics in this entire video and this entire chapter, but man, guys, I did not expect us to get a lore drop from Ego's end. I thought we were going to talk more about Isagi, maybe the next game, but damn, Ego lore drop? I'm there for it every single time, and now this really makes you curious as to a lot of other things, like, why did Ego quit football? You know, if he was that good, I want to see the performance where he was possessed by God, as he said, like, you know, like the gods of football were just by his side. I want to see when someone has that going for them, how good can they possibly get? Like, I want to see that. Like, we have already seen Flow Shido, we've already seen Flow Chigiri. I want to see how good a God mode looks like. But yeah, man, if you guys enjoyed this chapter, please remember to hit that like and subscribe, guys. It helps me out a lot. I'm trying to get to 9,000 subscribers. We're almost at 10,000. And yeah, man, I hope you guys all have a great day wherever you are. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and bye-bye.